fragile ceasefire, it's casting a shadow over this week's NATO summit in the Netherlands. President Trump just boarded Air Force One on his way to that meeting. We just played that for you live. NewsNation's Tom Dempsey has the latest from the White House this morning. Tom, get us up to speed in what this shaky deal now does to the summit.
Hey, good morning, Markie. Good morning from the White House, where, a short while ago, President Donald Trump departed, and that frustration from the president, very easy to see. He even used a swear word at one point to describe his frustration, but he accused both Iran and Israel of not following this ceasefire, but he really directed a lot of his frustration towards Israel in particular, and he even posted a Truth Social imploring them to not drop those bombs. You can see this post right here saying that if you do it, it is a major violation. Bring your pilots home now. That was straight from President Donald Trump. He talked even more about that speaking to reporters here at the White House a short while ago. But like you said, he now heads to this NATO summit happening in the Netherlands with lots of questions going around about what exactly could lie ahead. As Robert alluded to, this ceasefire deal very fragile right now, and even Vice President J.D. Vance spoke about how the focus really needs to be on long-term peace. Take a listen.
We have to talk to Iran and, of course, to Israel about what the future holds, because while we have obliterated the Iranian nuclear program, our hope and our expectation is that they're not going to try to rebuild that program. And I think that's what the president is really trying to figure out here, is to build a long-term settlement here.
And that's the challenge at this point, is how long could this peace last between the two sides? The president announced the deal hours after a counterattack from Iran on a U.S. military base in Qatar. President Trump describing that missile attack as a weak response, but saying Iran gave the U.S. advanced warning. But that leads us to today. The war will likely dominate that conversation at the NATO summit, where military spending was already set to be a major talking point today and tomorrow. President Trump has demanded NATO allies contribute at least 5% of their GDP to defense spending, but Spain has so far rejected that push, with its own prime minister calling the spending target incompatible with our worldview. So for our viewers at home right now, what they're seeing at this hour, this is Air Force One getting set to take off toward the Netherlands. So many things, moving parts now on the world stage. We have this, the big questions going around about the ceasefire that President Trump announced between Israel and Iran, but also voicing lots of frustration with both sides, in particular Israel, imploring them not to drop any bombs, saying that that would be a major violation. So again, it's going to be very key to watch some of the reactions coming from President Donald Trump as his team later today as they head to this summit. But another very big thing we don't want to lose sight of, too, the war in Europe between Ukraine and Russia, also figuring to be a very big talker at this NATO summit. And we might even see a face-to-face meeting on the sidelines between President Trump and Ukrainian leader Vladimir Zelensky. They were supposed to meet face-to-face last week at the G summit, but that later got canceled. So again, Markie, so many things to watch out for, but in particular, that war between Israel and Iran likely to dominate the conversation tonight.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.